Hey everyone, welcome to Arrow TV. On this week's show, we're going to take you turkey hunting in Illinois. I'm going to take you out on 3 of the best days I've ever had out turkey hunting. There's lots of action, so let's get to it. Well, our first morning started off with the birds getting off the roost real early. The first bird out in the field was this Tom. He actually worked his way down the field edge from quite a ways away from us. He come to within about 75 yards of us, but he wouldn't come any closer. It wasn't long before a couple jakes joined him out in the field. Now we are surrounded by birds this morning, as you can tell. We know there's a lot of toms around us, and we know there's a lot of hens around us. Now I tried calling to this bird and he just would not come any closer. He stayed right in this area and strutted. This Jake here, he kept his distance from that Tom. He didn't want to get any closer to him than where he was. Now, if you've been listening, there's a hen out in the middle of this field that's been squawking her head off all morning long. And she will not leave the middle of this field. I have my cousin Devin with me filming today. Not only is this his first time out filming, this is his first time out turkey hunting. So half the time I'm having to reach over and run the camera because he's just so amazed by watching these birds. Right here she is, out in the middle of this field up on the hilltop. And that's where you're going to see all these birds headed to. Wasn't very long, these 2 toms come out of the corner. They didn't want nothing to do with the calling or our decoys either, and just started making their way down the field edge, headed towards the center of the field. Now the other Tom that was down here strutting, he's just up the field edge a little bit further from these guys, headed that way.
There's still some back in there. Yeah, we should set up closer to that corner now that one's coming back down strutting. That one's fucking huge.
First Tom that was out in the field, he sees these other 2 Toms come out, and he's going to come down here and try to chase them out of his area. We thought there was going to be a fight right here, but these other 2 Toms, their main concern is just getting out to the middle of that field where that hen is. And it wasn't long, here come another Tom out of the corner. Headed the same direction. Wanted nothing to do with our calling or nothing to do with our decoys.
1, 2, looks like 3. 3
As they gathered out in the middle of the field here.
This way now, straight towards us.
It was on.
Oh, there's some fighting going on too. Sweet, look at that. That's fucking cool.
The birds were really aggressive this morning. And a lot of the fighting took place over the hill here where you couldn't see them, or we couldn't film the birds.
Whoa, there they go. They're chasing each other. That's cool.
Now let's get back to the action. It's only going to get better from here.
Oh man, dude, they're like chasing right this way. Oh yeah, they're scrapping it. This is cool as hell. That's sweet. I wish they'd start coming this way again. Fucking cool. Was that your foot? They're coming this way. Now they're going back the other way.
Now what we don't see here is there's some other Toms and Jakes that are going to join this group from the other direction.
Yeah, I think that's a hen. She's still
Now while we're watching these birds out in the middle of the field, I catch a little movement off to the right of the blind. And out steps a hen with two more Toms. Now these Toms are right about 45 yards away from the blind, and I really don't want to shoot that far. They don't want nothing to do with calling, they don't want nothing to do with our decoys, and they're going to follow that hen out into this field and out to the other group of birds.
They're definitely going to angle across, but you can shoot out to what, 50? 4 more, no, 3. Oh my god. There's 4 out there. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them out there. Plus these two. Holy hell.
Yeah, birds were coming from every direction to the center of this field for one hen. In total, we end up counting 16 bearded birds in this group. Now, in some places that may not be that many birds, but on my property, that's a lot of birds. Eventually, they did start making their way towards us, the hen leading the way.
Yeah, there's one hen.
and she was headed right back towards the corner where they all come out of.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 14. This is awesome. 15, 14 bearded birds. Oh my god. I gotta get one to come up this way further. There's a couple of them right there coming at us. They're gonna follow that in. We need the wind to move these decoys. Okay, come on, maybe at least one of you. That's all we need is one of them. There's two more back here.
Now, as these birds get within 50 yards of us, you'd think with that many of them, one of them would have to come over and check out our decoys. But they would not leave this hen. They just kept circling around her and going wherever she would go.
Should I record all this? Yeah, I know. They stopped. Widen it out a little bit. So you get like all of them. Okay. That's a point. Come on, one of these gets fucking There's more coming out or hands or something. There's two right there coming this way. I got them ones out there still. Alright, I'm at the window. Except one of the
Now, this being my cousin's first time out turkey hunting, he's pretty excited, and he's trying his hardest to get me to take a shot at one of these birds. They're hovering right past 40 yards. I don't want to shoot into a group of them, and I'd rather not shoot 40 yards. And since this hen hasn't left the field yet, she keeps circling back and forth. All these birds are just staying right here teasing us.
Oh, them are jakes. They're standing right there together. Hands up. Yeah. See those jakes. They got hens going. That's why.
Finally, one of them breaks free from the group and starts coming our way towards the left of our blind.
Seeing these hens, I'd like to come up.
And what you haven't seen is there's been two jakes standing on the left side of our blind this whole time. And I've ranged them at 30 yards.
He's looking right at us now. What's he at? 43. He's about 40. I want him way closer, at least 30. Oh, he might.
We knew something was weird about this bird coming through the corn stubble. We knew his beard just looked big.
If he comes straight up that road.
It wasn't until about now we noticed he actually had 3 beards. 2 of them were long and 1 short one.
Nobody's gonna stay out there.
Now this bird's going to circle around to the left of us, right over by those jakes. Now while watching this bird though, the jakes have actually moved from where I ranged them. And when he comes into these jakes, I'm still figuring him at 30 yards.
Dude, he stopped. What's he at? Dude, what? He's staying put. He's staying put for a second. He gets in this opening here and stops.
Now I'm guessing him around 30 or 32 yards here. because I thought he was going right where those jakes were standing when I ranged them. But the jakes had moved since. Now, after grabbing the rangefinder and ranging where he actually was, he was at 37 yards.
New Trinity Blast combines Scent Blocker's best scent elimination spray with suspended Trinity particles to absorb odor. When applied to any garment, it acts like a scent blocker suit in a bottle. The more you use, the more effective it is. Trinity Blast Scent Eliminator. It's the next best thing to wearing Scent Blocker apparel.
My man wears Trinity Blast, or he doesn't hunt at all.
Scent Blocker. Nothing gets you closer.
Well, after all that action of the first day, we decided to move the blind down the field edge about 100 yards to the corner of the field where all the turkeys were coming out. Now that morning they were roosted a little deeper in the woods and down the edge further than what we were, so we thought it would be okay. Here in Illinois you can only hunt them till 1 o'clock, and we could not get out to roost them that night, so we thought we'd still be safe. We set it up in the corner. They would be coming out about 25 yards from us is where most of those birds come out and went back in. And to say it was another crazy day, well, take a look at this. There is nothing better in the morning than it still being dark out and hearing the turkeys on the roost gobbling their heads off. Especially when they've got you surrounded. Now what we did notice this morning while we were getting in our blind is that we actually had turkeys roosted right above us. But we didn't realize any of that till they started to fly down. Most of them were hens that were right out by us, and that proved to be our demise this day. Every bird that come to the field edge immediately just took off out into the center of the field. The hens that were above us had already alerted them when they flew down. Now we did see the old triple-bearded one this morning, but we couldn't get the camera on him. He come out on the right side of the blind and just made a beeline out into the field and down the edge. Well, after learning from our mistake the second morning, my cousin couldn't film the third morning, so I was on my own. I made one more move with the blind, and did it pay off? Yeah, it paid off real quick. Check this out. Now, right after I got in my blind, I could hear two gobblers gobbling. I knew one was real close behind me, within 50, 60 yards or so. I'd come in from a different direction so I wouldn't alert the birds. As soon as I heard him get down from the roost, I did a little light calling, and this time come in on a string.
Yes, that couldn't have worked out any better this morning. I heard him get down from the roost, and he started kind of going to my right behind me. I just started some light calling. Man, he just come right in on a string. It was perfect. I know he went out of view of the camera just right before I shot. But man, he didn't go far. I watched him get out here about 60 yards and he is down. Oh my God, what a morning. That couldn't have been any better. Couldn't have worked out any better. And my morning is done already. Half an hour after shooting light. You can't beat that. Woo! Let's go get him. What an awesome morning. I wasn't in the blind too long before I heard a couple gobblers start gobbling up in the trees. I knew one of them was only about 50 yards behind me. I heard him get down. He started kind of working his way to my right behind the blind. I just started some light calling, and man, he come in on a string. It's perfect. Just perfect. What a beautiful bird. Probably got an 8-inch beard, maybe just a little longer. I'll have to measure it. Just a beautiful fan, beautiful action. Come in perfect, couldn't ask for a better shot. He went probably about 50 yards. Awesome morning. It's the way it should go every time.